any woman could safely say the makeup industry can feel really overwhelming these days because there's so many products. It's hard to know which ones to choose. You walk into Sephora, there's a million brands, a million products. You don't know which ones you need. You don't know which ones are a waste of your time. In today's video, I'm gonna go through the perfect makeup bag if you're in your 30s, you're a working professional, you have the money to spend on high-end products, you don't wanna mess around with the drugstore stuff, but you wanna keep it simple and minimal. I've made sure to choose only the essentials, products that are going to work really well for that 30-something-year-old skin, but I've kept it pretty minimal. There's not a ton of stuff in here. There's no extra stuff that you don't need. Fits into a makeup bag. This is just great stuff for your everyday looks. If we haven't met, I'm Karina. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My channel is all about clean, simple, wearable, classy, sophisticated makeup looks. If you're into that kind of makeup, definitely hit that subscribe button. The first thing I'm recommending for you is this Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. Even if you don't wear makeup, it's a nice product to have because it essentially is just a moisturizer. It just has a tint to it. So it's going to give you just that very nice and even base. It'll still look very natural. Your skin will show through. And when you go to put your concealer on, it's just going to blend into your face a little bit more evenly. Once you hit your 30s, your skin tends to be a little bit more dehydrated. So it's always nice to add more moisture in where you can. This is where you also start to see those fine lines and wrinkles, so it's nice to keep your products more on the sheer and light coverage side because they'll make you look more youthful, and of course that's what we all want. Every woman needs a concealer, whether you wear foundation or not. Concealer is an absolute must. For this kit, I've chosen the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Long Wear Concealer. Whether you have product on underneath or not, this is about a medium coverage, so you can either blend it into your skin in a natural way without product underneath, or you can put it on top of a foundation or a tinted moisturizer and build it up if you want a little bit more of a full coverage. It's also super hydrating and super long lasting, and my favorite part about this concealer is that it's not thick feeling. It's branded as a lightweight concealer, and that's exactly how it feels. So you're still getting coverage, but it doesn't feel heavy, cakey, or thick, which means it just wears comfortably on the skin. I think it's important to have a setting powder, whether you set your whole face or just certain areas of your face. I just set under my eyes, around my nose, and kind of on the center of my face. Something that will work really well for everyone is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I chose this one because it's very lightweight again, so you're not feeling any cakey or heaviness on the skin. But best of all, it has a little bit of that luminosity to it, so it's not going to make your skin feel dry or cracked. It's not going to settle into the fine lines. It's ultra lightweight. It just has a beautiful finish. It's a beautiful powder, and it lays well on top of any of your makeup. I personally consider bronzer to be a necessity. You wear it in the summertime and it just gives you that healthy glow. You wear it in the winter and it makes you feel glowy. You can use it in areas that you would typically contour just to create more dimension and depth to your face. So for me, bronzer is a must. Since this is a high-end kit, I chose a high-end item. This one's by Chanel and it's the Soleil Tan Bronze Universal. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's quite popular. It's been around for a long time and it's been loved for a long time, and for a good reason. It kind of goes in line with the other products. It's lightweight, it's hydrating, has a little bit of that luminosity to it, so it doesn't sit flat on your skin. It just gives you life and gives you like this healthy glow. It's not too dark, it's not going to look muddy on your skin, and it's very buildable. So it's a really nice product, especially if you don't feel like you're great with makeup, just because it's not like uber pigmented, so it's quite forgiving. You can put a little bit on and then build from there, and it blends out seamlessly. So yes, the price tag is high, but for a high-end bronzer, I really love this one. Blush is another makeup kit essential, of course. This is something that you can choose the best shade that works for you. I've just chose a very classic kind of dusty rose pink shade. This one is by Bobbi Brown and it's called Nectar. I've had this one for a really long time, and it just gives you a really pretty kind of natural flush of pink cheek. You can obviously do any blush tone you want. I have peach blushes, I have more like neutral tone blushes, burgundy blushes. So this is one of those things that you kind of want to try on, see what looks best for your skin tone, and then just put one blush in your makeup kit and keep it really simple. I think brow products are essential as well. I've had my eyebrows microbladed, so I actually don't really use the pencil too much anymore. So something I would consider essential for me would be a tinted brow gel. I've tried the ones by Benefit, Glossier. This is the MAC one. Out of all of those, I think I like the Benefit one the best, the Gimme Brow, just because the wand is a little bit smaller. But this is also a beautiful brow gel. It has tiny little fibers in it so that when you brush it through, it kind of just helps to keep your brow hairs up in place and makes them look like a little bit more bushy looking, which is kind of more of a trendy look right now. When I do want to create more of a defined shape or maybe kind of add to the tail or the very front of my brow, I always opt for a brow pencil. I just think they're the easiest and quickest way to use a brow product. This one is by MAC. It's called Stylized, but I also do recommend the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow pencils. Those are really, really nice too. I think they're called Brow Wiz. Of course, every makeup kit needs a mascara. If I was only going to choose 2 products in this whole kit, I would do mascara and concealer. Hands down, no question. If I was going to choose 3, I would do concealer, mascara, and bronzer. I don't have a high-end one with me today. Mascara is one of those things that I really don't think it matters if it's high-end or drugstore. I think it's safe to say it's universally known that some drugstore mascaras are better than high-end mascaras and vice versa. This is the Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. It's really popular. It makes your lashes really voluminous. So I've been using this one a lot, but I did just finish my Chanel Le Volume mascara. If you watch some of my older videos, you'll see that product used a lot, and that's a really nice option for high-end mascara if you are looking for something more luxury. Moving on to eyeshadows, you can either take it or leave it depending on if you wear eyeshadow or not. Typically for an everyday makeup look, I don't wear eyeshadow, but that's mostly because I work in healthcare. If I worked in an office and I had meetings and lunches and things like that, then I probably would wear some everyday basic eyeshadow colors. This one's something that's going to be more personal to you, what kind of tones and colors you like to go for. Something that I think is a really good idea and that I would recommend is to just get a small quad palette from MAC. These are nice because you can just choose 4 shadows that you like. The makeup artist at the store can help you with choosing basic colors. Typically what you're looking for is either an all matte palette, or in keeping with more of like a sophisticated everyday vibe, my palette has 3 mattes and then just 1 shimmer in it. This is very basic. I consider this to be an everyday palette. You obviously don't have to have the pink in there. You can keep it all brown or neutral, but I like to have a little bit of color on my eyes. Alternatively, you could just use your blush if you wanted to put a bit more color in your look and keep your palette neutral. For everyday eyeshadows, the most important thing would be to have a dark shade that you can do some shading on the outer corner, a medium kind of transition shade that might just be like 1 shade darker than your skin tone, and then a lighter shade that you can use for highlighting. So like in the inner corner or even just like right on your lid. And then I chose that extra pink shade just to add a little bit more kind of dimension, life, color to my look. Totally up to you. Or if you don't wear eyeshadow at all, you can skip this part altogether. For lips, I also kept it really simple. I think if you're only going to have 2 lip products ever, then you should have one everyday kind of pink nude and neutral lip that just works for any occasion. Kind of like the one I'm wearing. I'm wearing Barbara by NARS, and it is just that everyday neutral pink lip. It's very comfortable. It's just kind of like a creamy lipstick. If you want more suggestions for everyday lipsticks, then check out my video that I did a few weeks back. I'll link it up here. There will be a ton of options in that video for you, but just choosing one everyday neutral color is going to be enough. I do think it's important to have a lip liner as well. So again, just an everyday nude neutral lip liner. This one is by MAC. It's called Spice, and this is how you can get your lips to look a little bit more full, or how you can start to kind of change the shape of them, add a little bit on one side if you have uneven lips, anything like that. So a nude lipstick and a nude liner is a must. And then the other thing that I would include in my everyday makeup kit is a red liner and a red lipstick. Every girl needs a red lipstick. It's a classic lip. You can change your lip to red if you want to kind of amp it up for the night. Good for the holidays. It's good for every day. It's good for any time you want. And a red lip always just makes you feel sexy and sophisticated and classic. The liner I chose for this kit is the Lip Pencil Brick, and it's by MAC. It's just like a basic red, but it's not too bright or orangey. It's just a nice red. It has a slightly deeper tone to it, so it's going to be nice for lining the lips or creating kind of more of that definition and shadow on the outer edges. And then I also have Ruby Woo by MAC, which is an absolute classic red color. It looks good on everyone. It doesn't matter your undertone, it doesn't matter your skin shade. And this isn't a makeup product, but I think it's definitely an essential, and that's lash curlers. These are quite a popular one. They work really well. They don't break. I've had this one for years. I don't know what else to say about it other than you need to have a lash curler in your makeup kit. Even if that means sacrificing another product, take something else out and put the lash curlers in. I kind of talked a little bit about your skin in your 30s. It's not the same as it was when you were 20 and 20 something. You start to like feel maybe a little bit more dull. You start to see those fine lines a little bit more. So I'm suggesting this beautiful, gorgeous highlighting product. This is the Hollywood Flawless Filter. It's by Charlotte Tilbury. And this is not a cheap product, but I think it's worth every penny. I actually only bought this year, and I don't think I'd be able to live without it anymore. The reason why is because it's not like a strobing, sparkly highlight, which I don't like. That to me doesn't look classy or sophisticated, but this highlighter is beautiful. You can wear it under your makeup, mix it in with your foundation, or wear it on top of your makeup. When you wear it on its own, it just kind of blurs your skin. When you put it on underneath your makeup, it just makes your makeup look a little bit more lively and your skin looks a little bit more glowy and dewy. And then it also just works really well for a subtle and natural looking highlight on top of your cheekbones, kind of on the bridge of your nose, and on your cupid's bow. So I think this is a beautiful choice, especially when you're 30 something and you don't want that sparkly kind of highlight look. I personally think it's essential to have a makeup setting spray. This is the MAC Fix Plus. I've used this for years and years, and I really think that it just makes your makeup look come together at the end. It makes your blush and your bronzer and your highlight just kind of like melt seamlessly into one. You can also put it on your face before you do your makeup just to get that extra level of hydration. And if your makeup starts to look drab after like 6 or 8 hours, you can spritz this on and it'll just kind of bring everything back to life and look like you had just done a fresh makeup application. That wraps up my idea of the perfect minimal makeup bag. It's all high-end makeup products. It's perfect for you if you're in your 30s like me, you're a young professional, you want sophistication, but you want simplicity. Subscribe to my channel if you want to learn how to do your makeup in a more simple, classy, sophisticated way. Thanks so much. I'll see you in my next video.